welcome to lesson 59. This is fractions that are equal to 1, and we'll also be using or subtracting fractions from 1 as a whole number. So we're going to go ahead and start small instead of just subtracting fractions from all whole numbers, but just subtracting from 1 so that we understand the basics. Now, I know that you all have shown me that you learned in 4th grade that you know when you have the same numerator and same denominator that that fraction itself equals a whole. So here are some visual examples. We have 2 halves equals 1 whole, 2 over 2. 3/3 equals a whole. 4/4 equals a whole. 5/5 equals a whole. So despite the fact that all of these numerators and denominators are different, they all equal to 1. All of them equal to 1. It does not matter whether you have 1,000 over 1,000 or 1,500 over 1,500 or 76 over 76. They are all the same. It all equals to a whole. So get that in your brain and the rest of this should go very smoothly. So example 1 says to write a fraction equal to 1 that has a denominator of 4. So if I have a denominator, remember noggin at the top, denominator at the bottom. So if the denominator is 4, what does the numerator have to be to equal 1? Your answer would be 4. So 4/4 is the same thing as a whole. So go ahead and look at example 2. We have 1/4 plus 3/4 equals what? Go ahead and write your answer down. You should have put 4/4, but now I want you to actually just put 1 whole. So if you write 4/4 after you add it, I want you to put equals 1 or equals whatever whole number. So I will start counting off maybe half at first if you just put 4/4 and you leave it that way. So we're not going to leave the same numerator and denominator any longer. We're going to go ahead and simplify it and change it to how it's supposed to look. Example 3, 4 3/3 compared to 5, so greater than, equal to, or less than. Now this is a mixed number because we have a whole number already, and then we have a fraction or a form of a fraction, but we know that 3/3 equals 1 whole, and this altogether is just one number. So this is 1 right here. I'll write over it, that way you can know this is 1 right here, and 4 with it combined together equals 5. So I'm comparing 5 to 5, so they would be equal. So example 5, we're skipping example 4, I do realize that. Example 5, you're going to subtract a fraction from 1 as a whole. Now this has 1 minus 1/3. Now realize that 1, I'll show you mathematically how this looks, and then I'll show you with the magnets. 1, mathematically, we can rewrite this as 3/3. So now I'm just subtracting 3/3 minus 1/3 because I have to have the same denominator in order to add or subtract. We've already done that before. So I have to have the same denominator to subtract, and I'm just changing my 1 to be 3/3 because 3/3 equals 1. So it's the same problem. Now I can solve it mathematically, and my answer is 2/3. So looking at it visually, I'll grab my thirds. I have 3/3 right here, and I want to take away just 1/3. So I am now left with 2/3. That's how it works. All right. Now, I've given you 4 practice set problems. Letter B, C, D, and F. So you're comparing B and D, going to put greater than, equal to, or less than in those 2 problems. Letter D, solve it and please simplify. And letter F, you're going to subtract a fraction from 1 as a whole number. Thank you very much for listening, and I'll be checking your notes later. Bye.